Tell you what, a very, very special edition of the Don't Argue. And you can see on the screen, the great man, Kurt Gidley, has got an even bigger superstar beside him in Mark Hughes. And I'm just absolutely pumped and excited. And kids, I have to say very good evening, mate, because you are middle of Kakadu as we speak. You're on the back seat of the bus, mate. There's mozzies the size of spiders floating around there. What's going on? What's this all about, buddy?
Well, mate, yeah, good to see you, Matty. Mate, we come live, mate, at the back of the bus, the team bus here, mate, in Kakadu in Northern Territory, and got the great man, Mark Hughes, the founder of the Mark Hughes Foundation, with us at the moment. But I'll let Hughesy introduce why we're here, mate, I suppose.
Yeah. Thanks, Kurt. Thanks, Matty. We've got 31 trekkers from right across New South Wales. We're up here. We're riding between 70 and 100 kilometres a day in 40-degree heat. It's tough. But all these people have raised a lot of money for the foundation. We're up over $450,000, which was so stoked. So it's been amazing. It's a tough challenge. It's hot up here, Matty. So we're doing a good job. We're doing the best we can, mate. Yeah. It's great.
Hey, how's the great man beside you faring on the bike and that, mate? He's still in pretty good nick. I think he gets down to the gym a fair bit, Hughesy, and he looks in good nick. Is he handling himself okay?
Look, if the Knights need someone to play this weekend, he's ready. He's fit, Kurt, and he's smashing it out. So very, very glad to have someone like Kurt on the trek. A few former teammates, Billy Peden, Paul Harrigan, Steve Crow, Russell Richardson, people like that. It's really great. And this man's very fit. Absolutely.
Mate, can I just say what you've done with this foundation, in adversity, like yourself, mate, you faced it head on. You've set up this foundation, and it's just done wonderful things. I know Richie Callender really well, and I know his brother Matty was hugely involved with Beanies for Brain Cancer, and and I know Richie absolutely could not speak any more highly of you and what you guys have done. So it's a bloody credit to you, mate. Can I just ask, have you been to the Humpty Doo pub? Have you been anywhere in that vicinity yet? Because, good spot.
No, we haven't, mate, yet, but I'd love to pop that on the itinerary. We're just so busy riding all these crazy kilometres on the road and 40-degree heat, but at some point we do want to have a couple of drinks, and this bloke next to me enjoys a cold beer on a hot day. We do aim to enjoy a few drinks throughout the end of the week. Yeah, for sure, mate.
Hey, Hughesy, and I must say, mate, it's great to have a real Newcastle Knight legend on, Look, I kind of throw it around pretty loosely with kids from time to time, mate, but everyone just keeps telling me and messaging me, no, if you got Hughesy on this week, mate, he is an absolute icon at the Knights.
He is, mate. He won't speak for that, but yeah, mate, Hughesy is. He's won both premierships for the Newcastle Knights, but what he's done post-career with the Mark Hughes Foundation, and the amount of money the Mark Hughes Foundation has raised for brain cancer research and also brain cancer nurses has been amazing. So he's doing an awesome job. But we're up here slugging it out, mate, in the Northern Territory, and it's awesome. So I'll let him go, mate. He's going to get back to the team, and we'll crack on.
You should be super proud of yourself, mate. No, you've done a great job, buddy. Well done.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Thanks, Matty.
You got an absolute beauty too, kids, mate. Seriously, I'm not joking when I say those mozzies are freaking huge. Have a look at them.
Mate, can you see him in the cameras here?
Oh, mate, they are unbelievable. Hey, listen, and I'm tipping you would have done some of your best work in the back seat of the bus. The Newcastle Knights back in the heyday, mate. You would have been up there front and centre leading the charge of the songs. And
mate, you have hit the nail on the head there, mate. I was towards the back of the bus, I don't mind a bit of music, mate, and a bit of karaoke, and every now and then clothing was removed towards the back of the bus as well. But let's not go too deep there. But no, mate, plenty of great times at the back of the bus. That's for sure over the years, and not just by me, but certainly some guys who I looked up to over the years as well.
That's where the best bonding happens, kids. That is for sure. Now, mate, let's have a look, a recap of round 4 action in the NRL. And I don't want to hold you up too long, mate, because I know you're up there for a great cause. And I just want to commend what you're doing. And it's great that you've actually taken time to jump on and do the Don't Argue. But I have to talk about poor old West Tigers, mate, and Madge on Friday or Thursday night. That was just a phenomenal game of rugby. And, you know, like you just got a feel for the poor old West Tigers at the moment. And Gids, they started the season with the team for the most or the least wins at $3.50. They're now into $1.72. Right. It's not the kind of way that you want to be punted at Palmerbet, is it?
No, it isn't, mate. No, they're off to a tough start. Look, the Knights have been in a similar position previously, but look, they're under pressure. They're just lacking confidence, they're lacking belief. You know, they've trained for 4 months over the off season, and then they're 0 from 4. So a really tough scenario they're in at the moment. But
and to lose the way they did on Thursday night too was heartbreaking, wasn't it?
It was. I mean, they've been close a few times. Even the Melbourne game, mate, they were in with a chance of beating Melbourne down there. So, you know, we're talking like, you know, what, 2 or 3 weeks ago, if they beat Melbourne, you're talking the whole season's turned around. But unfortunately, the ladder reflects where they are, and it's a tough scenario.
Now, Matty Richardson, Lee Dalton, Danny, the boys at Palmerbet, we want a market to be. We want a market when we want to show when the West Tigers are going to get their first win. So we're going to give them a little bit of homework this week, kids, and let them come back with a market for us for the Tigers to get their first, because they'll get a win throughout the year. It'll come when we probably least expect it, but we want to see a market.
Yeah, let's see it. You know, like there's been plenty of times where, you know, teams have, you know, got off to a poor start. Well, look at Manly last year, mate. Like Manly was 0 last year. I'm almost certain of it. And they end up being almost one of the top 4, if not top 5 teams going into the semis. So they had a lot of momentum, and they're probably not, living up to what they did last year. But, mate, they were 0 and 4. And, mate, the media were calling for sort of, you know, questioning Desi, is he the right man? So who knows, mate? Is he going to be round 5? Is he going to be round 6 or 10? Or I don't know. What are they going to find?
Kids. Yeah,
let's see.
Exactly.
Give us the market. And let's check it out.
Yeah, I like it, kids. Hey, what about the Panthers, mate? They are absolutely humming at the moment. The only undefeated team in the competition, and they are the team to beat, kids.
They are, mate. They are. And look, I've got a bit of humble pie, Matty. I thought they may not be able to live up to last year's or the last couple of years of expectation, especially with Cleary not starting the year. But mate, that just probably proves that they're a real class team and a class club, I suppose. So, you know, they won those first few games without Nathan, and then they've won the first game with him back. And that's a little bit scary for the rest of the comp.
What about your Newcastle Knights, mate? They've come thudding back down to earth the last couple of weeks, haven't they, Gids? Well, you half kind of preempted it, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I didn't want to preempt it, Matty, but yeah, like now we're 2-2, you know. So, and we've got a danger game this week. You know, it's Knights and Manly. Turbo's out this week, but like we're talking about must-win games in round 4, and that's the difference, you know, belief and confidence can make. So, dead set. It's a must-win game this week against the Eagles, mate, at home this Thursday night. So, mate, I will be tuning in from Catherine, mate, in the Northern Territory.
Oh, that'll be huge, mate. Is that the end of the ride too? Is that when she?
No. So, mate, what's that? That's Thursday night. So we've still got Friday to go. Then we're back into Darwin Friday night, which, as you can imagine, will be a quiet one.
Can you please just do me a favour? Can you make sure you stop at the Humpty Doo pub, and I want you to ask for a bloke by the name of Dick Leach. He's a horse trainer up there, Gids.
Right.
Concrete pumper. He'll have one of those blue singlets on, mate. He'll have a bluey on. He's the most Australian bloke you've ever met, and he's a superstar. So ask for Big Dickie Leach.
I'm digging the locals, mate, so I'll keep an eye out for Dickie over the next few days.
I'll tell you a quick little story, kids. We were up there for the Darwin Cup a couple of years ago, and a mate of ours had never been to the Humpty Doo pub, and he got out of the car and he had one of those man bags on around the front. Yeah. He took 2 steps towards the pub with the man bag on, and I said, Struthy, I said, you leave the man bag in the car at Humpty Doo, big fella. I said, they don't take too kindly to the man bags up here, big fella.
Yeah, no, fair tip, mate. I've actually been to the Darwin Cup in about the mid-2000s for a trip away, and I'm still recovering.
Mate, we need to get the Palmer bet, boys, to get us up there on a little junket. That's what we need to happen.
Let's do a live Palmer bet cross midweek.
That's the go.
Leading into the finals. Yeah, I like the sound of it, mate.
That is the go. Hey, listen, my Storm, mate, Craig Bellamy, the boys there just humming along beautifully. Just a nice little 44 zip. The demolition job of the Bulldogs. What happened to the Bulldogs, mate? That was unbelievable. I didn't see that coming.
Oh, mate, yeah, I think we did call it last week that it might be a blowout. I just think, mate, the Storm are so clinical, you know. Dogs have signed some good players. Obviously, we spoke about that, but, mate, the Storm, mate, Belly knows what he needs and what he wants from the players, and the players buy into it. They've been doing that for over 10 years, mate. So, yeah, probably not surprising.
And my man Pappenhausen, he's in sensational form. He's still got the best mullet in the competition. He is,
mate. He's
going to be a centrefold, isn't he, mate? He's seriously.
And he's a blue. He's a blue, mate. He's one of the blues. So great.
I love it, big fella. Hey, listen, let's have a look. Actually, no, I'm going to chuck something in here. This is the fake news, okay? So this is a new little segment that I've just plucked out this week, okay? So this is the Donald Trump fake news. I want you, okay, to have a look. So the top 8 as it sits at the moment, I want you to pull one team out that you don't think is going to make it, and I want you to whack a team in that you think's going to make it. And you can't say the Knights.
Yeah. Mate, I had a quick look at the ladder after the weekends, and mate, look, not being critical, but the Cowboys are still aren't showing the consistency probably to stay in the top 8.
Wow.
And I think, mate, I still think that Manly are a chance with the squad that they've got on the back of last year.
Eagles, they're the team, aren't they? That stand out. They're really looking like they're hitting their straps now, aren't they, kids?
Yeah, I think so, mate. And I think just on the back of last year, they've got the squad. They believe in their performance when they get it right. So I expect they'll be there at the end of the year with Desi and with the team they have and the squad they have. So I'd expect Manly to be in, mate. And I'd like to, if the Cowboys want to stay there, they need to be consistent, which, we're not seeing that.
Hey, listen, let's have a look at this weekend's round of matches, mate. Looking forward to it. It's going to be an absolute ripper. It is round 5 action. First game Thursday night, the Knights v Manly. The Knights have opened up at $1.80. The Sea Eagles at $2. I don't want to. I don't like going against you, mate, especially with Hughes and you're on the trip and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I must admit, I reckon that the Sea Eagles are an absolute Monty at $2.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, Matty, you're probably.
You're not meant to agree with me, mate.
I think Turbo's out, which is a massive blow. Tommy's such an influential player. We've seen it last year when he was out in his first game back against the Gold Coast in Mudgee, I think it was. He scored 3 or 4 tries and turned their season around. So, mate, he's out. Mate, it was like Turbo being out for Manly is like having Andrew Johns out for Newcastle. And unfortunately, the odds are stacked against those teams. And I'm going for the Knights, mate.
Now, I must say, Knights have won 5 of their last 7 v Manly. So they've had the kind of the wood on them, haven't they? So you never know.
Probably pretty rare, mate, over the past sort of 30 years. I reckon that sort of stat, but a good one for the Knights. But that means nothing unless you perform this weekend. Yeah,
spot on. Friday night footy at Moreton Daily Stadium. The Warriors taking on the Cowboy kids. Cowboys at $1.85. Warriors at $1.95. Now, they split the games last year, Gids. Both clashes in 2021, though, were decided by 4 points or less. Are you expecting another close contest here?
Yeah, I think so, mate. Matty. Warriors, mate. I'm going with the Warriors, mate. I just think...
they were good last week.
They were good last week, mate. Seemed to hit a bit of belief. I've seen a couple of comments by Sean Johnson this week about the passion for the jersey and etc. moving back home. So going to go with the Warriors this week, mate. And again going back to the uncertainty of the Cowboys. I'm not sure.
Another Friday night football game at Suncorp Stadium. It's the Broncos v the Roosters. Broncos been really disappointing the last couple of weeks. They're at $4.50. Roosters that are $1.20 head to head. What are you thinking, mate? Roosters just humming along nicely at the moment, aren't they?
Oh, for sure, mate. I just think, again, the Broncos, a lot of expectation on them with signing Reynolds during the off-season, and they've already got some star players there last year, but probably underperformed. But mate, definitely going for the Roosters on this one, and I think it's a really crunch game for the Broncos to find some form and get some belief back and show their fans what they're about this year.
Absolutely,
and, especially for Kevy as well.
Yeah, my oath, absolutely. Let's move along to the Canberra Raiders taking on the Melbourne Storm. This is on Saturday afternoon. It's in Wagga Wagga. Do you ever play at Wagga Wagga Gids over the journey?
Mate, I played a city versus country in Wagga Wagga back in my days, but I've also got a brother who lives in Temora, just outside of Wagga. So, mate, love that area of the great New South Wales. So, mate, yeah, Storm, mate, for me, for that one, definitely.
Storm are at $1.25. The Raiders at $4, and the Storm won both their clashes last year by 10 plus. You expecting them, Gids, to get the job done comfortably? You thinking another big win for the Storm, or you reckon it might be a bit closer?
Yeah, mate, there's a little bit of uncertainty around the Raiders as well. On the back of Storm last week, I'm thinking a comfortable win, mate.
Yeah, beautiful, mate. Well, let's move along to the next game, Saturday afternoon, 5:30 p.m. at Accor Stadium. It's the Rabbits taking on the Dragons. Rabbits $1.31, Dragons $3.50. South won both clashes last year, but the Dragons did win the Charity Shield in 2022. Which way are you leaning here, Gids?
Yeah, but I think I underestimated probably the Rabbits for this year. I know they're sitting outside of the top 8 at the moment. They got off to a bit of a slower start, but yeah, I think I'll definitely be backing the Rabbits in this one. Rabbits minus 8.5 are sort of $1.90. I think that's a decent bet.
Yep, beautiful. Love your work there too, mate. Titans taking on the Eels. We saw the Titans. They got over the line in the last 10 seconds virtually against the West Tigers last Thursday night. The Eels were impressive. They're just kind of sneaking under the radar, so to speak, at the moment. $1.39, the Eels. They are the short price favourite. Titans at $3. Eels won last 2 matchups by 18 plus, and Dylan Brown has 3 tries in the last 2 games for the Titans. That's unbelievable.
It is, mate. I mean, the Titans should be coming off the back of a loss, honestly. That last sort of play where, they won. It was a bit of a shonky kick. It bounced off the upright and they ended up scoring. They should be coming off a loss and probably questioning a few things from last week, but they, luck is on their side from last week. They would be happy going into this game and enthusiastic. But, mate, the Eels, for me, I think too classy, too professional. I just think they're going to be the ones who get up, mate, in this one. So, yeah, it's probably, mate, potentially a high-scoring game. They've got plenty of talented players in both teams. I'm going to throw out over 39.5 points, mate, for that game, $1.90.
Wow, Gids, I like it. So a blowout there. Love it, big fella.
First.
Oh, you have heard it here first. Hey, Sharks beat Tigers on Sunday at Shark Park. And, well, I'll tell you what, the Sharks are just getting the job done at the moment. They are sneaking along beautifully well. They're at $1.10. The West Tigers, $7, Gids. I'll tell you what, is the $7 a luxury? They're going to be fired up. They're going to be keen as mustard. Everything's just pointing towards them at the moment. They're under the microscope in every way, shape, or form. Can they just pull one out this Sunday?
I doubt it. But I thought the Sharks, I thought last week's game, Sharks and Knights, was going to be sort of a neck-and-neck game. I really thought that was sort of 2 teams that were going to be sort of pretty competitive and on the same level. But Sharks dominated sort of Knights last week. We didn't really, Knights boys didn't really look like scoring. Mate, there was a rumour getting around up this way, which you might be able to clarify. But Madge hasn't resigned, has he? Or
mate, I haven't heard or seen it. No. So,
No, okay.
I think
it was.
No, seeing that documentary, I fell in love with that doco last year, kids. It was on Fox.
Yeah.
I just reckon he's such a passionate individual. He wants to ride this out with that playing group. That's how I see him. I reckon he's a ripper.
Oh, mate, he's gold. And you know what, mate? I had much for country. Him and Sticky were my head coach and assistant coach here in my early days for playing for country. So awesome, mate. Love Madge, love his passion. So, mate, yeah, that was just a rumour floating around here, which is clearly a rumour. But
by the time
mate,
this goes to air, though, Gids, anything could have happened, mate. If you know
yeah,
what I mean.
But mate, I guess my point there is, who are you gonna replace Madge with that's going to do a better job, and that answers probably no one.
Yeah, spot on, mate.
So,
spot on.
Going back to the tip, mate. I can't go past the Sharks. I thought last week they were pretty impressive. They were defensively great, and mate, I think they'll take plenty of confidence from that one.
I'm having something on the Tigers, mate, at $7. They're going to bob up at some point.
Yeah, mate.
Their best is good.
Have a few dollars, mate, on that.
It'll
bump up the account, mate, if they get up.
Hey, final game on Sunday. Bulldogs taking on the Panthers. Look, the Bulldogs so disappointing last week. They're coming up against an absolute powerhouse that's in great nick at the moment. To be honest, $1.10 for the Panthers, kids. You feel like that's just giving away money. The team did a Palmer bet. Bulldogs are at $7 as well. Matt Burton playing his first game against the Panthers, and Panthers won both clashes last year by 26 and 28 points. On form, as it sits at the moment, kids, you'd expect the Panthers are going to get the job done and done pretty comfortably.
Cheers, mate. $1.10 for the Panthers head-to-head's probably, that's probably good value, really. But I do like Panthers minus 17.5 at $1.90 because, mate, I think just, mate, they're so clinical at the moment. They're tough. They're resilient. They obviously have a really good culture that everyone enjoys their time with their teammates. So, mate, I'm thinking minus 17.5 starts probably a decent bet for $1.90. Or blow it out a bit further, you could probably double your money.
Love it, kids. Absolutely love it, mate. Now, listen, what do you got for us? What's a little multi? What's a super special this week, big fella?
Mate, I haven't had enough time, Matty, to
fair call.
Different multis and best bets. But I'll tell you, I'll just probably wrap it up with, the purpose, mate, and the camaraderie we have here for the Mark Hughes Foundation. So, mate, we've raised over 450 grand for just on this little trek at the moment, which has been tough. It's been challenging, great camaraderie, and mate, awesome part of the world that I've never been before in the Kakadu region of Northern Territory in Australia. So I'm loving it, mate. It's a great group of people who's involved, and we're doing we're testing ourselves. Number one, mate, it's been tough. It's been hot, and it's been a real tough challenge, but we know it's for a good purpose, and we're supporting our best mate here, our old teammate Mark Hughes, who is making a real difference to brain cancer research.
Mate, it's a credit to you, big fella. And as you just touched on, not an easy thing to do either. Like you're in very, very warm and hot conditions. You're in the saddle a fair bit. I must say, mate, how is the old backside, kids?
Mate, there's a little jar of cream. It's called the Aussie butt cream, and let me tell you, it's I'm almost at the bottom of the tin at the moment. But mate, that's the whole thing about the challenge. We've got guys from from Chief, who's one of the legends of the Newcastle Knights. His son's here with us. We've got guys from early 20s up to their mid 50s. So
it's awesome, mate.
Man, it's not about who gets there first. It's about let's all get there together and
dragging each other through, mate.
Yeah, mate, awesome experience, and this has been going for sort of the last 5 to 6 years. This Mark Hughes Foundation Challenge, and
fantastic.
I'm so grateful to be part of it.
Hey, if people want to get involved and they want to donate some money, mate, how do they go about it, kids?
Mate, I reckon, Matty, head to the Mark Hughes Foundation website is probably the best place to go and have a look. There's obviously plenty of tabs there, but it'll definitely be updating everything that is happening on this little tour at the moment. Head to their Instagram to maybe check out some of the videos too, because there's some pretty funny videos on there, and times when we're a little bit backs to the wall, mate, and we're a little bit damaged goods. But definitely head to the Mark Hughes Foundation website if you'd like to donate. Obviously, your money goes to much needed support for brain cancer research and nurses and patients who are currently going through it.
Hey, kids, if some of our watchers or viewers back a winner over the weekend in any way, shape, or form through Palmer Bet, make sure you know if you can spare a few bucks and send it that way. I think it'll be absolutely sensational, mate. It's a credit to you. And, you know, it's not an easy thing to do, mate, but Hughesy seems like an absolute ripper. He's done wonderful things over this last kind of 6 or 7 years in this space.
Yeah.
And it's just brilliant to watch, mate. And full credit to you for putting your hand up and getting involved. And Big Chief and the rest of the crew up there, it's magnificent, mate. And can I just say, Gids, before we go, okay, download the Palmer Bet app and get involved and all that kind of stuff, but gamble responsibly.
Yeah.
We know all that. You said you finish up in Darwin, mate. I'm going to just ring ahead and make sure that the crew at Monsoons know that you're on your way, Gids, because I'm thinking that's one of the best spots up there. It's a cracking little spot. And I reckon you might get there at some point in time there in Mitchell Street, buddy.
Mate, I've been there on a previous trip, and I might just duck in to say good day to the staff there, just to let them know I'm in town.
Hey, kids, wonderful stuff, mate, and thanks so much for jumping online. You could have just said, you know what, boys, I'm not available this week, but you put the hand up and said I want to get involved. Tell Hughesy, he's just done a magnificent job, mate, and looking forward to round 5 action, the NRL, big fella.
Yep. Thanks, gang. Thanks, Matty. Great to tune in, and looking forward to the rest of this trek and next week's game. Cheers. All the best.